Okay, let's begin this course. And you recall from the chemistry of atoms, we took a look at this new field called chemistry. It was literally kind of born in the late 1700s. And we took a look at this new science through the lens of this debate, this fight over the existence of atoms. And so through a series of experiments and thought experiments and debates, we arrived where scientists, of course, are today and have been for over a century, that all detectable matter in the universe consists of atoms. In parallel to that sort of thread in chemistry was another raging debate that had the interest of philosophers and scientists and thinkers. And this was related to three specific questions. The first is, how can it be, or why is the world filled with a seemingly infinite array of different types of chemicals and materials and substances? This was question number one. Can sense be made of all this stuff around us? Question number two was about how matter changes from one thing to another. And if you just even take a look at a tree, a tree grows up out of dirt, water, and air. So dirt, water, and air, which look nothing like a tree, end up as a tree. And then if you take that tree and burn it, you get black ash. So what explains these radical transformations from, seemingly unrelated substances? What explains that? And the third big question that remained unresolved, certainly through the 1700s, was this beginning realization that there certainly are patterns in the way things react and combine. So it's not just complete chaos. There were scientists and chemists were beginning to see some patterns, some laws, some rules that governed the way things react. And what are those rules? Can we define them, in more detail? And how does that affect, where we're going in chemistry, and that's making sense of all the matter around us? So those are the three questions that were leading to this other thread in chemistry, and that was basically, in a nutshell, can we make sense of all this matter? So not just prove that matter is made of atoms, but can we make sense of the different types of matter? So you may have heard, just taking a step back to ancient civilizations, that one early idea on the conception or sense-making of all the matter in the universe was to separate it all into four elements. And really, they weren't elements like we think of elements today. They're more like principles or qualities. And these four qualities were fire, wind, earth, and water. And alchemists in early civilizations, again, all over the world, came to this idea sort of independently, so there must be something to it. Just believed that everything in the universe was made up of some ratio of these four qualities, or these four elements, fire, wind, earth, and water. Of course, out of this belief system, it was thought that you could, if it just was a matter of adjusting the ratios of these four qualities to go from one substance to another substance, what if you took something like lead? Could you adjust lead somehow, which kind of is like gold? What if you could just tweak it somehow, and voila, cheap lead turns into very valuable, sought-after gold. So this was certainly one of the goals of the alchemists all over the world over the centuries. But in pursuit of this, these alchemists developed all kinds of amazing systems and techniques that, were the reason why chemistry was launched in the first place. Chemistry was built on the work of these alchemists. And one of the things they were always interested in doing, and developed some pretty good techniques to be able to do it, was separating out mixtures into pure substances. So they realized that many things were made up of mixtures, even if they looked uniform. And so they would develop techniques to take a mixture of something and separate it out into its pure substances. And so this is where we'll start. We're just going to try to employ some different strategies to see if we can take a mystery mixture that we've given to you in your kit. So it's a mystery mixture made up of three things. Can you try some different strategies to see if you can separate out your mystery mixture into three pure substances? And can you identify the three pure substances that make up your mystery mixture? So let's see if we can do that in the lab video.